Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel and welcome to this special video for today. This is not a Brothers War card, this is nothing else. This is a way of me saying thank you to all my American followers here on YouTube, the people who come and talk to me on Twitch regularly. Because as this video goes up today, it's Thanksgiving in the stateside according to Google, which I'm hoping I've got right. Otherwise, it may be a bit early, it may be a bit late. But, you know, Google tells me that today is Thanksgiving in the States, when today is Thursday, the 24th of November 2022. So, because I do have a lot of people from states who come and talk to me and play with me on Twitch and so on and so forth, I thought I'd try and help you celebrate a little bit in my own unique Commander way. I had a little bit of research into Thanksgiving. It's basically kind of like our harvest celebration we have over here from what I can work out, and a few other things that you're thankful for. So I'm hoping that you're all going to be thankful for this, and this is my take to help you a little celebrate. Now, obviously, one of the biggest things that came out of Magic recently is food tokens. Throne of Eldraine has a lot to answer for, but, you know, there were some other creatures that gave us food. And, you know, if you're having food for a holiday, you also need someone to cook it. So, without talking for much longer, here is Gyome Master Chef. 2 black and green for a legendary troll warlock. There you go, I can even say the word right now. It's 5/3. That's pretty good. That's right. That's all right. Yeah. Trample. And at the beginning of your end step, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-token creatures you had enter the battlefield under your control this turn. And then you can pay 1 and sacrifice one of your food tokens, and target creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. Hello. Look, we've got something that cooks us food for our Thanksgiving celebration deck. So, what else could it be? There is no other card in Magic that says anything about cooking. I could have looked at something that gave gifts, but I decided we'll have some fun and do something with food, because listening to some of the podcasters from stateside, you know, LSV for example, when I'm listening to the limited stuff, they always talk about food, so I figure food's quite an important part. I may be wrong, I'm English after all. If I've got it wrong and I'm offending people, I'm really sorry. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button here just to help me out a little bit more. But anyway, let's have a look at the deck. So, this is the deck. I literally went through every single card I have in my collection, and then I realised there was a lot missing, and I went and bought a load of cards to do this. So this is the food deck. This is purely everything that I could think of in black and green that was available on one of the traders on MTGO when I was searching for this. So we've got food everywhere in this deck, but, you know, food's no fun unless you're having people around. So there's quite a few legends, there's quite a few creatures. We're up to 30 creatures in the deck, which isn't a massive amount, but, you know, there's some little combos which are quite fun in this, so I figured we'd play it out, see how it goes, and go from there. But let's start, as I always do, with the mana base. Basically, every black-green land I've got, including Command Tower, Dark Moss Bridge, Deserts are in here, Exotic Orchard, Fabled Passage, obviously, you know, it's a dual-colour deck. Also, Field of the Dead's in here, Zombies Eat People. They need to celebrate Thanksgiving as well, so yeah, that's my excuse for having Field of the Dead in here for this time. We went with 5 forests and 5 swamps, I think, just so we had enough basics. Then we've just got literally every dual land I could think of, or, you know, in the case of Gingerbread Cabin, as long as I've got 3 forests in play, that produces a food token. We like food. We've got Reliquary Tower in to help us make sure that we don't have to throw away any of our food. And we've also got in somewhere, I can't see it now, Temple of the False God, because, you know, sometimes people worship food gods and it's not right, you know. I'm sure all of the American viewers of this have seen Gordon Ramsay. Nice guy, great chef, wouldn't worship him, you know, false god for food from my point of view, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, that's the food. That's the land. I've also chucked in Urborg and Yavimaya, just because we're in those colours, we might as well have everything either being a swamp or a forest. The rest of the ramp is pretty straightforward. Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Soul Ring, and then Arcane Signet, Golgari Signet, Talisman of Resistance. Didn't go much further than that, and there are reasons for this. So, creatures. Creatures and food. We like food. I had to have Gingerbread Brute in here, by the way, because at the end of the day, it is a food. Yep, you know, go with the Gingerbread Man. Can't not have it in a food deck. But then obviously gilded goose helps us make food. Hopefully we don't have to eat the goose, and then we can just eat the eggs it produces, but we've got that in here as well. And then, you know, birds of paradise always look pretty circling around restaurants. The cats like to turn up and eat what you've got on your desktop or on your table. And in this case, we can, you know, sacrifice food and return Cauldron Familiar to drain everyone again. Underworld Cookbook. Discard a card, create a food token. Yep, that's fine by me. It gives us a way of making food tokens. You know, you have to read cookbooks, you know what you're cooking on Thanksgiving is my understanding. Likewise, Witch's Oven. You know, sometimes you are going to have to turn some of your cared for animals into food, which is a bit of a shame, but hey, you got to have the Witch's Oven and do it, haven't you? Anyway, which obviously, you know, gives us the little combo of Cauldron's Familiar yet again in a deck. I've chucked in Giant Skewer. You need something to cook your food on, so this might as well be in here. Curious Pear, just because it makes a food token and then becomes a interesting little human peasant in the background. Fell the pheasant even. Yeah, you got to go hunting for your food sometimes, you know, and if that's one way of doing it, that's the way of doing it. Everyone has an appetite, from my understanding. Thanksgiving, everyone is hungry, so insatiable appetite's in, because, you know, you're going to sacrifice the food, give it all +5, or, you know, if you haven't got any food and you're a bit on rations or maybe on a diet, you get +3 instead. It's the way it goes. Mara Rider's in because sacrificing the food means this has to get blocked. Trail of Crumbs, you expected to see it in here, you know, everyone knows the story of food hunters in the forest. Hansel and Gretel's the one I'm thinking of. There may be a different one, but you know, sacrifice of food. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, put a permanent from them. The other one on the bottom of your library. It's a nice way to shuffle through. And then gotta have the golden egg. It's a food. We like food. Food's good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Guess where this deck's going? All right. Forbidden Fruit. Target player draws 2, loses 2, and you know, you are going to spend the 3 black mana. You're not going to play this until you can to make sure you get that food token as well, you know, to replace the 2 life you left. You know. Tempting witches are always naughty, you know, they make you go to sleep with their tainted apples, hence why this is in here. Veto's in for the simple reason is we're going to be gaining a lot of life off the food tokens at some stage, and then our opponents can lose that much life as well, or the opponent we're most worried about. I've also included Braze as a little bit of a control way of doing things, especially when people have got the ramp stuff on the play. We can sacrifice our artifact food tokens, they then get sacrificed stuff, or they have to lose a bit of life. Fine by me, either way you want to do it. Ariea, the first of Lochwain, well, you know, you've got to have a noble to eat all the food you're producing, so this one might as well come in. Azusa got invited to the party because, you know, they thought she could help grow all the food, so hence why she's here. Likewise, Ennis the Gloomstalker's here as well, because, you know, sometimes you do need someone to go out and sort the land out and bring it back for you. Fey Offering, if you cast a creature spell and a non-creature spell, you can create a clue, a token, a food, and a treasure token. That's always nice, and you're going to be doing that a fair bit with this deck. I mean, we are fairly evenly split between creatures and other things, so it made sense to have it in here. Food Chain, yeah, it's food. I put it in because it's got food in the name. If you're playing this, you don't need to play this at all. But I thought it'd be a bit of a laugh to have it in since we are trying to go down the food route. Likewise, Giant Opportunity. Sacrifice 2 foods, get a 7/7 Giant creature token. Or you get 3 food tokens. You know, Jack of the Beanstalk, here we go again. Growing Rights, because we've got to grow the food somehow. So we might as well have some way of ramping our mana eventually. And getting some of the creatures we need. And, you know, Marwyn's in here. There isn't that many elves in here, but, you know, it looked like he's a nurturer. He's going to nurture the food. He's going to look after things. So, you know, she is. So, midwife to mother's lead for, yeah, female. Whoops, my bad. Sorry for everyone who just got offended. But, yeah, might as well have it in here. Yeah, nurturing stuff. We've got Search for Tomorrow in. Just go sort the mana out. That's fine. Sometimes people are searching for tomorrow after they've had too much to eat and drink. So, you know. Tireless Provisioner. Just make sure you get all your food. Journey to Eternity. Everyone dreams of being up somewhere where they don't have to, you know, food is just produced in front of them forever. So might as well have a bit of an eternity dream there. And Savvy Hunter has to go and hunt the food out as well. So yeah, another food we get in. I've also gone with Academy Manufacturer because, you know, sometimes you get other tokens. You might as well get 2 of them instead. You know, if you create a food token, and you get a lot more food tokens along with the clue and the treasure. The clue will lead you to better restaurants, and the treasure will help you pay for the better restaurants. So there we go. Bontu's Monument, Rona's Monument just helped drop the cost down of our creatures. I mean, we are only playing 37 lands, so I figured these were a good shout. Whisperer, the Blood Litigist. Yeah, sacrifice 2 creatures, return it from your graveyard. Probably not the best creature to have in a food deck, but it did make me think when I was doing this as the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. If you don't know the play, go and look it up. It's been quite good. Because he baked a lot of things into pies and it fed them to people. And obviously bacon supply creates a food token. There we go. Damnation, because you will eat too much and you will feel damned the next day. Fierce Witch Stalker, just so we can get a food token. It's a 4/4 with trample for 4. So it seems it's not a bad attacker either. It goes quite nicely with some of the pump spells we've got on the deck. And Wicked Wolf to basically fight anything. We can sack a creature, sack a food. We can feed it one of the pies we've made, make it indestructible, make it a little bit bigger. Fire by me. Likewise, Gluttonous Trawl enters the battlefield, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents you have, and then you can sacrifice another non-land permanent to give Gluttonous Trawl +2/+2 until the end of turn. You can have a lot of food tokens. This probably could possibly be a one-shot win. The Martyr, Primeval Warden, because they've got to look after the food and manage all the animals somehow, and they could come to the party a bit like Nissa will come to the party and bring some elemental friends along to make the dancing even better. Bog Naughty's in as well. 3/3 flyer for 5 isn't great, but 3 minus sack of food gives something -3/-3 does help control the board a bit. A bit like Gingy. Dragons like food. Dragons always go to parties from what I've seen. Another party goer, Rob Nixless, just so he can get some food his own special way, probably by draining people. And Sanguine Blood is something he may bring with him to eat at the party. But there's another way of us benefiting from all the food tokens we're making. Likewise, Sir Conrad likes turning up and making sure that he drains some corpses as well, even though he's a legendary knight here. But seems to ping people quite a lot. Kura, the Boundless Sky, another dragon who likes turning up and eating things. Let's go for it. And it's always there in spirit, if nothing else. My jokes are getting worse. Ikara Shikiki, the Usurper. You got to have a bit of a wizard there sometimes to show some magic off, and this does help you gain a bit of life as well, hence why it's here. But because you've always got to be careful of the Git Rock monster, because they'll just turn up and eat everything in sight, so bear that in mind. A bit like Kukushko will turn up and just spoil everyone's evening by, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what they're doing in the graphic here. Let me just put this up to full size. I don't get it. It looks like they're passing some very bad winds, so they're probably eating too much, hence why it's here. Taste of Death. Sometimes the food ain't great. Deal with it. Garrick, Caller of the Beast, because someone's got to make sure the beasts arrive to be eaten. Orchard Strider, just for the food generation. And it's got basic land cycling, so if you get really stuck, we can cycle this one away. And go get the land we're missing from our deck. So it's all there. Likewise, Wolf's Quarry. Unfortunately, we've got to feed the wolves something. They do tend to be balls. That's just the way it goes. Cycle of life, unfortunately. But, Vrashka's got to turn up and pay for it all in her pirate format here. Destroy target, artifact, creature enchantment, and create a treasure token. So, by killing some of your opponent's stuff, they get to make us a little bit of treasure as well, which helps with some of the other thing. But, the main person who brings us treasures, another dragon, because, if you get to do things, if you eat things, he'll give you treasures. Why not? The more bites you have of something, the better off you are. And finally, the Great Henge. You got to have somewhere to have your party, and that's what we're doing with this. So this is the party place itself, and that's it. That's my little take on Gyome MasterChef. I hope that everyone's watching this has seen it as the funny side. If I've offended anyone, I apologise, but it's just meant to be a bit of a fun thing from a mad Englishman across the pond from you all. I hope you've hit the like button. I hope you've hit the subscribe button. leave me a comment, tell me how your Thanksgiving's going, and I'm hoping you're having a great day. But that's it for me for now. I'll be back next week. More Brothers War videos coming up, and one commander that I haven't really touched for a while. So hopefully you'll see me in the next video. You know where the link is to Twitch. Come and give me a follow over there. We seem to have lost a couple recently. I'm down to 131. I'd like to get back up to 100 and keep going for that 150 mark, which would be fantastic. So if you can give me a follow on Twitch, I'd appreciate it. But otherwise, like and subscribe here on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this. And I'll hopefully see you all soon. Take care. See you later. Bye.